Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Restaurant workers not wearing masks. Restaurants, bars, clubs packed in Detroit, not following the rules tonight. A real concern that there will be many outbreaks of COVID-19 in the city. What the city is doing to crack down.
It's supposed to be reopening day for many gyms across the country, but those plans are now canceled. I'm Larry Spruill, and I'll have reactions from those gyms and whether or not they agree with the governor's decision.
But we're going to begin with a concerning increase in today's coronavirus numbers. 353 new cases reported in the last 24 hours in Michigan, and that is up significantly from just last week. And as that happens, the number of new cases across the country hits an all-time high. Good to have you with us for Local 4 News at 5. We will note, though, compared to the U.S. as a whole and certainly other specific states, Michigan still has seen a significant improvement in the rate of new COVID-19 cases.
Nonetheless, in the past several days, there has been a slight uptick in newly confirmed cases in the state. Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with a closer look at the numbers.
Yeah, Kim and Devin, if you focus too closely on individual days, the numbers jump around quite a bit because of daily variations in test reporting. So we focus on the 7-day moving average instead, which averages the numbers from the preceding 7 days. Have a look. For the state as a whole, the 7-day moving average has gone up slightly, but I would wait for more information before that subtle increase could really be called a distinct trend. What's more interesting is drilling down to the county level numbers that push the totals up. When you look at the graphs for Oceana County on the west side of the state, you can see they've had a flare-up since the first week of the month. And when you look at the graph for Ingham County, you can see the spike in cases related to the Harper's Bar outbreak. And all of this really shows how individual local increases can affect the numbers as a whole. And we've also seen as well as how close we always are to having COVID resurge in our communities. And that's, of course, what we fear the most. Back to you.
No doubt. All right, Frank. Now, just in here at 5, Governor Whitmer signs an executive order that will allow pro sports to return, though without fans. That order follows Major League Baseball's announcement from yesterday that a shortened 60-game season will begin on July 24th. Tigers report for spring training at Comerica Park next week. Now, as we go through this uptick in new cases, Mayor Duggan wants to ensure Detroit bars and restaurants are playing by the rules and staying at 50% capacity.
Let's get out to Sean Lay live tonight with the mayor's plans to make sure that they do it. Sean, good evening.
And good evening to you, Kimberly and Devin. Let's give everyone a nice, clear look at what the state and the city wants to see. Cork and Gable here in Corktown, outdoor dining, distance dining here. Take a peek inside. The bartenders all set up here, but you're going to see everything that's in Governor Whitmer's executive order about reopening in here by the letter, including these dividers. What the city is very concerned about, a handful of businesses not following the rules that you see here, including their places being packed. The city health department very concerned right now about many outbreaks because of what they saw last weekend.
You could have 2 or 3 establishments spark a new burst of COVID in this community.
Big time concerns in the city right now tonight that last weekend some Detroit bars, restaurants, nightclubs were packed with people, just like East Lansing bar Harper's, which saw at least 34 COVID infections as a result of blowing right through the governor's order to be at 50% capacity. In East Lansing and in Detroit, the city says there was no social distancing going on at all inside many night spots, and reports of employees of some of these places not wearing masks.
There's no reason why the employees who are moving from person to person and capable of transmitting the disease in a hurry should be without a mask.
We asked the mayor to name names of these establishments. He would not for now. Instead, police and the health department are visiting each place as we speak to tell them to get it under control or they will be shut down. The health department is now expecting many outbreaks that could be deadly for people, and it could be a killer for small businesses all over.
The governor's going to step back in and shut everybody else back down again.
Look, we've been spending the afternoon talking to the owner, Cork and Gable. This is his dream. They've put a lot into this, and it's hard to stick to the rules, but that's exactly what they're doing. It's very challenging. So what's happening now is that the city, health department, and police, they're visiting the businesses, the bars, restaurants, clubs. They do not think we're following the rules over the last couple of days. They're going to insist they follow the rules, because if not, come Monday, city law department will be taken in the court to shut them down. They don't want to see the state come in and ask businesses doing it the right way to come in and shut them down. Live in Corktown tonight, Sean Lay, Local 4, back to you.
Indeed. Okay, Sean, thank you. Well, as restaurants continue to welcome back customers, gyms were set to do the same thing today. That is, until a last-minute decision from a federal appeals court.
That decision struck down a ruling from a lower court and ordered the gyms stay closed until the governor decides they reopen. Larry Spruill spent the day talking with local gym owners. Larry, we would imagine many of them are very upset about this.
Well, Devin and Kimberly, most of the gym owners I talked to are more frustrated than anything. They said they were expecting today to be the day, and they were treating it like Christmas, so to speak. Many of them was getting ready to open up, including Jab's Gym here in Eastern Market, but now they have to wait a little longer. For any avid gym goer, an empty gym is a good thing.
Pretty empty, yeah.
Armand Harris, the owner of Jab's Gym in Eastern Market, says it allows you to work out without any interruptions. But this scenario is a little different.
Today was supposed to be like the grand reopening, if you would, right? Just we've been open for 4 years, and today was supposed to be that excitement all over again.
Harris tells me, like many gyms, he shut down his gym to follow the governor's orders.
I'm just acting like, you know, Governor Whitmore is training me, and she told me to give 10 more days or 20 more reps, and I'm just going with that and, you know, supporting whatever decision she makes.
But hearing the news to stay closed,
man, it was almost like I was thinking about the anticipation of Christmas Eve. Right? The anticipation of Christmas Eve was almost like Christmas got moved to the 29th.
For many gyms, the last week has been an emotional roller coaster. On June 19th, a federal judge ruled that indoor gyms could reopen Thursday. But that all changed late Wednesday night. The Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals granted Governor Whitmer's motion to keep Michigan gyms closed.
The gyms, we kind of feel like, I won't say picked on, but picked on.
Joseph Braxton, or JB is what his friends call him, is the owner of Powerhouse Gym on Grand River here in Detroit. He also thought Thursday was the big day. He even did renovations.
I've spent money that I very well needed to pay the bills with. I'm in a bad spot. I'm in a bad spot. Honestly, about 20,000 so far, but I really don't want to run a calculator through it because I might cry.
And that's really the same thing for most of these gyms. They are losing a lot of money. And we have to be honest and clear that this order goes for all gyms. You cannot work out inside those gyms. Meanwhile, some gyms I talk to are thinking outside of the box when it comes to working out and staying safe. I'll have that story coming up tonight at 6. We're live in Eastern Market tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
Okay, Larry, there is a new warning tonight from the Centers for Disease Control. The number of cases in the U.S. may actually be 10 times higher than reported.
The U.S. saw a record number of new coronavirus cases in a single day, with 45,557 diagnoses reported Wednesday. 33 states reporting an increase in infections over the last week. The governor of Texas, who began a phased reopening of the state early, now pausing that plan.
If you do not need to go out and go to work or have to go to the store or engage in some other activity, the best thing that you can do is to just stay at home.
Houston may be the new epicenter of the virus. In less than a week, new cases have more than doubled, and hospital ICU wards in the area are at 97% capacity.
Well, the sun's been out. There's been a nice little breeze, not too hot.
Yeah, and things are changing, though, as we head into the weekend. Let's check in with Andrew. He's in for Ben tonight with a look ahead. Hi, Andrew.
Kimberly and Devin, you're exactly right. Good evening to both of you. Things are looking great. We still have warm conditions out there and still comfortable with the sun being down on us. And we still have temperatures around 80 degrees or more. Warm and comfortable in Mount Clemens at 80 degrees, 79 in Pontiac. Hello, Ann Arbor. You've got 79 at this hour as well. A few puffy clouds overhead. Not a shower in sight for now. 81 degrees over at Metro Airport, wind at around 10 miles per hour. So as you head out this evening, maybe grab a quick scoop of ice cream for you and the kids. Why not? It's the perfect evening for it. But go ahead and eat it fast because there is some decent melting that will occur, with temperatures hanging in the upper 70s for the next few hours. Now tomorrow, a different story. By this time tomorrow, we'll be talking about showers and thunderstorms. There's at least a slight to even enhanced risk. That's an upgrade of severe weather for tomorrow. More on that and your weekend forecast in minutes.
All right, Andrew, emergency crews treat several children for smoke inhalation following a bad early morning fire at a New Haven apartment complex.
Victor Williams reports those children are alive tonight thanks to the heroics of Macomb County Sheriff's deputies and firefighters.
Yeah, well, it was actually a Macomb County Sheriff's deputy that was patrolling in the area when he saw the flames coming from the apartment unit overnight. From there, he knew it was a race against time to get the children who were inside on the outside. The flames broke out around 5:50 a.m. in the corner end of the Pinewood apartment complex in New Haven, and the unit right exactly next to Tyler James.
I woke up and I heard the smoke detectors going off for a while, and then I smelled like smoke.
But trapped inside next door was a family of 7. The father able to get out with 3 children, but little does he know the mother along with other children are sleeping upstairs.
They were all upstairs, all 3 of them were upstairs. Our initial crew went in, did a search. And was able to remove the three individuals.
But Assistant Fire Chief Daniel Stair of New Haven says there was a bit of a panic when one of the children were being taken out of the apartment.
When we did bring her out, she was limp. We gave her a couple rescue breaths. She kind of perked up a little bit. So as soon as we seen that, down the ladder in the ambulance, and we were already down it.
She's now expected to be okay, with several other siblings that had to be rushed to the hospital for smoke inhalation. However, the investigation remains as to what's responsible for sparking the flames to begin with.
Well, I seen them throw out a pan that was on fire, so from what I see, it looks like somebody was cooking and fell asleep.
A small fire started on the stove, so basically it was just the whole apartment was full of smoke.
And we're told that there was actually another sheriff's deputy that was rushed to the hospital because of smoke inhalation as well. He is expected to be okay. Victor Williams, Local 4.
And firefighters were able to contain the fire. No other units in the building were damaged.
A mystery unfolding tonight in Melvindale.
The defenders investigate as a mother prays you may be able to find her daughter who vanished without a trace. Hank.
A young local woman battling COVID-19 has an important message and warning for you. It's coming up new tonight.
More than 1,000 games turned off, parts of tables closed, and lots of space in between players. MGM Grand Casino says they're ready to open whenever they get the go-ahead. What the experience will look like for players.